ICRC-TV Sports is proud to present Boys Varsity High School Baseball. Today it's the 7th annual Skyline Chili Reds Futures High School Showcase featuring the Lakota East Thunderhawks and the Milford Eagles. Hello everyone, I'm Glenn Olson, joined by my partner Josh Simstrot. Dean Lowry and Jason Dudley are out in the truck bringing you all this exciting high school varsity action and a beautiful day for baseball in the big league ballpark here in town, Great American Ballpark. Josh, the weather has been chaotic this year for these teams trying to get games in. Milford has played 13 games, Lakota East 12, so they're kind of in mid-season form at this point, but it should be a pretty exciting matchup today, an old GMC rivalry from years ago.
Yes, from years ago, yes, and you really couldn't ask for much better weather. The weather itself in mid-season form. Big league ballpark, big league weekend here at the Reds Futures High School Showcase. I couldn't ask for a better day for this, Glenn.
Both teams arrived here to the stadium around 10 o'clock, so a little less than an hour ago, and had time to get out on the field and take some limited warm-ups. The grounds crew has done their normal amazing job getting this playing surface ready to play, and of course the advantage of big league drainage. Won't have to worry about some of the issues that the teams normally contend with back on their home fields. Your umpires today behind the plate are Mr. Kurt Shea, and in the field, Mr. Scott Feld. Looks like we should have a pretty good pitching matchup, Josh. Alex Kerr is going to take the bump for the Thunderhawks. He comes in with has pitched about 2 innings, a 1-0 record, 5 strikeouts, a 3.5 ERA. And for Milford, Zach Bryan comes in with a 2-0 record, 13 strikeouts, and a 2.10 ERA.
Yeah, you know, Glenn, we were here last night setting up with the crew and everything, and one of the games, LaSalle and Elder, pitching duel as well, and we've seen a lot of pitching duels in the Reds Future High School Showcase, and that's really what this is all about, is seeing the future of baseball right here, and for these kids to get to play on this major league ground at their hometown stadium. Great opportunity for them, great opportunity for scouts to come out and see them, and for kids to really showcase their skills out there.
And we're pleased to bring you all the action here live on our ICRC-TV.com as well as on demand at your leisure. It was fun, to your point, to see the kids coming in to the stadium down in the left field area, just wide-eyed kids, you know, excited to play a varsity baseball game on a high school or on a major league baseball field.
You know, we were setting up in the batter's eye box out there by the CBTS pilot house on the riverboat, and you could just all the teams walking in from the visitors bullpen out there, or the Reds bullpen now, and just walking across the warning track there, and just big eyes, just taking it all in. And I think that's what coaches are really preaching to these guys. Yes, some of these are rivalry games. We saw Covington Catholic and Highlands last night, Elder and LaSalle. We've got an old rivalry match right here, but really it's just about, you know, take this opportunity in to play in this major league ballpark on such a fine day, and just go out there and enjoy yourself is what coaches, I think, will be preaching today. Yeah,
this, as we mentioned, the 7th annual Skyline Chili Reds Futures High School Showcase. A record 108 high school baseball and softball teams from here in the greater Cincinnati, northern Kentucky, and southeast Indiana and Dayton areas as well have played 55 games, or will play in some cases, from April 6th through April 28th. Of course, the early part of the month they've had some weather issues to deal with. And the Lakota East Thunderhawks are taking the field defensively. They are the home team in this battle. I think we're going to see some runs scored in this game, Josh. Lakota East comes in with some pretty gaudy offensive stats.
Yeah, we got the team average for Lakota East. They're hitting .311, and it helps with the 2.44 average ERA for the team. Dan Sawak, the senior catcher for the Thunderhawks, batting a staggering .514 average.
Amazing.
With 19 RBIs. He leads the GMC in both categories. They also got Will Cogger down there, the junior infielder, hitting a .324 average, and 5th in the GMC with RBIs. He's got 15 RBIs. Kids also got 2 triples. Sawak's got 1 triple. They've got some speed out there as well.
Lots of juniors and seniors dotting both of these varsity rosters, as you would come to expect. Milford particularly is loaded with seniors, but one item of note, the starting pitcher, Zach Bryan, is a sophomore.
Yeah, so I was interested to see how many young guys Milford does have. They got a few young guys out there, and that could be the difference today, is really the experience in all of this. But as we'll see in Game 2, Harrison also has a lot of young guys on their squad as well.
In a sophomore to note as well for the Thunderhawks. Their designated hitter, Mitchell Vincent, also a sophomore. So some pretty good young talent up and coming, making an impact here at the varsity level. Again, we're just in about the mid-season phase of the high school game, or the high school season, thanks to a lot of weather delays at this point, really putting a task, I'm sure, on the pitching coaches and their pitching staffs with the pitch count rules and rest rules and all those sorts of things that come into play. So you have good pitchers on your high school team, you're probably going to do pretty well this year. I guess that goes without saying.
That is right. That is, what do they say? Defense wins champions.
Absolutely. So we're just about set to get underway. Dylan Stewart, number 2, the catcher, will lead off for Milford. First pitch comes in for a strike.
And he's only got 2 innings under his belt this season so far, so we'll see how far he gets today in this matchup.
Swing and a miss for Stewart. 0-2 count, finds himself in an early hole. Yeah, and I would think just with the atmosphere here and this being a non-league game, we're probably going to see a lot of kids get an opportunity to get an at-bat or play an inning on defense. Inside, Stewart works the count to 1-2.
Yeah, Lakota East 2-0 in the non-conference play so far this year. Milford 2-2, so Milford's got the edge there in the non-conference matchups.
If I remember right, both those non-conference losses came to St. Xavier. There's a ball that will drift foul, and the Lakota East defense not able to catch up to it down the first base line near the Gorilla Glue tarp.
And that is one thing that we'll have to keep an eye on, is the dimensions of this field, especially on wild pitches and foul balls like that, Glenn. The dimensions of this field are big league. They are not most high school fields, kind of confined and smaller than this.
No temporary fencing here, huh, for a shorter outfield. So Stewart stays alive with the foul ball that the Thunderhawks could not track down. Pitch is on the way. It's going to be high and outside, 2-2.
As well as the mound, you know, I mean, with the great grounds crew that the Reds have here, that mound is tip-top shape for these pitchers.
Yeah, this field is just in pristine condition. There's a hard hit ball. It's going to be a lazy pop-up to the second baseman, caught, and Stewart is retired. Nice job by Stewart to work the count, but just couldn't quite get enough juice on that ball. Was caught right at the edge of the grass and the dirt for the second baseman, Jack Wilms. Mitch Meyerke's up to bat now. He's the third baseman for the Eagles, high and away. 1-0.
Kerr doing a nice job of coming back inside there on him.
Works the count to 1-1. Good pop on that one. Don't have the luxury of the radar gun here today, unfortunately. A lot of the other big league amenities in play, but not the gun. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Meyerke. 1-2. Step out of the box. Look down to Coach Tom Kilgore, who coaches third base for the Eagles, to get a refresh on the signs. 1-2 pitch on the way, hit hard right to the shortstop. A leaping grab by Will Koger of Lakota East. So fantastic defensive play.
Nice hops over there from Koger at the shortstop. So far the Thunderhawks putting them down in order.
Calvin Hunter, the center fielder, comes up to the plate for Milford. 2 outs, nobody on. Going to be fouled back behind the first base dugout. Takes a couple seats with it. Finally, we have a couple youngsters going after the foul ball. It's a high school Reds game, killing each other trying to get to that ball. We'll get our levels figured out here eventually for varsity or major league.
Yeah, Glenn, last night when we were here, stands, they've only got going right at the dugout, they've had it blocked off, but every time a foul ball was way out into the outfield. Good handful of kids sprinting down there to try and find it.
Hunter fouls off another one. The pitch before that caught the inside corner. Hunter battling to stay alive with an 0-2 count and 2 away here in the visitors' half of the first.
Look for him to maybe come back outside here, get him chasing one.
Hunter settles in, pitch on the way. Hit hard up the middle. It's going to get past. Nope, second baseman tracks it down but loses his balance, not able to complete the throw. So nice job by Hunter. Hard hit ball in the gap up to second base. Able to get on base. The Eagles stay alive. 2 away.
Wilms does a good job of going out there and tracking that one down.
Sure did.
Unfortunately, you know, is a little slick out there on that major league turf.
Still a little bit of moisture, as you can probably see, in the infield dirt, especially toward the back edges. So the lefty, Brady Sluter, comes up. He's the right fielder today. Swing and a miss. 0-1 count.
I'm interested to see the difference between Kerr out of the windup and the stretch. As we talked about, he only had 2 innings coming into this game, which means he's probably been a reliever and coming out of the stretch normally.
Sluter awaits the pitch. Way outside, works the count to 1-1. No threat for Hunter to steal over on first base with 2 away, but he takes a pretty good lead. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Sluter. 1-2. Kerr with a respectable ERA at 3.5 despite the 2 innings pitched, and 3-point ERA, 3.0 with runners in scoring position. Outside again, 2-2, just missed the outside edge.
It off that plate. Hunter's only got 1 steal on the season. I wouldn't expect him to try anything fancy this early in the game. 2 outs with a 2-2 count.
2 away. Hunter on first base. He's moving. Fouled away. Sluter stays alive. Gets the end of the bat on that one. Fouls it back over toward the Eagles dugout. The Eagles are in the third base dugout, which is the visitors dugout here at GABP, as you may know. Lakota East in the Reds dugout.
Sluter been known to have good at bats. He's only hitting .261 on the season, but a .357 on base percentage, so he knows how to work that count up and get on base.
Catcher sets up outside, but it's hit hard right back to the pitcher, who will toss it gingerly over to first base, and the threat is ended.
Good awareness by Kerr there, coming off the mound to grab that one.
It's always a little little hairy being a pitcher and having a hard hit ball coming right back to you.
Well, and some guys even in the majors electing to wear the helmet now.
Yeah.
And I do believe high school softball, they require the face mask on the helmet if you're pitching now.
Yep. Well, obviously the issue of safety and concussions is very prevalent in sports right now, particularly in football. But one improvement here at GABP this year is the extended netting down the first and third base lines to prevent those foul ball kind of incidents. Obviously nothing's foolproof. You can, from where looks like the netting has been extended right around to the ends of the dugout, so obviously the fans sitting a little farther out toward the outfield still at risk, but every second counts, every millisecond counts when you got a ball screeching at you at 100 and some odd miles an hour.
Well, a lot of people thought it would make really a big difference, but really when you're looking at it, it really doesn't look a whole lot different. It goes all the way down to the end of the dugout bays. I know in Minnesota, up at the Twins stadium, they've got netting that goes all the way around.
Yeah, Target Field. Yep.
Yes, Target.
Well, and we had the issue, it's probably been at least 5 years ago, if not longer, where there was a base coach killed by a ball in the head. So now the coaches have to wear helmets on the baselines, coaching first and third. Normally at this level, it's the manager coaching third base. So safety always an issue.
So we got Zach Byron on the mound for the Eagles.
Bringing some heat. 13 strikeouts so far this year, John.
Yep, 10 innings pitched, 2.1 ERA. And good thing about him is he handles himself well under pressure. Only a 1.4 ERA with hitters in position.
Will Koger is going to lead off for Lakota East. He's in the right-hand batter's box. First pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 count on Koger. Lakota East comes into this game with a 9-3 overall record, 7-3 in the GMC, 2-0 obviously then outside of the GMC. They're second in the GMC in runs scored behind the Mason Comets, one of our ICRC schools. Pitch on the way. Koger went chasing, and he'll head back to the dugout. First strikeout we've seen in the game so far, Josh.
Yeah, came at him with the high heater there, got him chasing up high.
Good pop. We'll say that 100 times,
yeah.
But good pop on the glove we can hear from the visitors' TV box here at Great American Ballpark, and thanks to all our crew and staff that came out to get set up, a little different setup than what they ordinarily deal with going to our schools around the community, but certainly a thrill for us all to be here in the friendly confines of GABP.
Yeah, it was fun setting all this up, especially it was this morning being the only ones here down on the field watching the sunrise over the power stacks there.
Pitch is fouled back. It's an 0-2 count on Wilms. Wilms, the second baseman, as we talked about in the Eagles half of the inning, a couple good defensive plays. Yeah, truly neat experience to make this pilgrimage down here every year and actually work the game. There's another one fouled back. Wilms doing a great job of battling to stay alive. As we mentioned, team's just a little bit looser, kind of in all the surroundings here and smiling, not your normal game face sort of determination, at least that I saw. Pitch is inside. Nice job by the Eagles catcher of knocking that one down, Dylan Stewart. Making sure it didn't get back to the fence. No runners on, no harm. Finds pitch on the way again, inside. Having trouble finding that inside corner he's looking for, Josh.
He's trying to come back inside after starting him out 0-2. Look for him to come right at him here. He doesn't want to go to a full count.
2-2 pitch on the way. Hit hard to the shortstop, fields it cleanly. Nice throw over to first base. Wilms is retired on a 6-3.
Routine grounder there for Bassano. Good play by him.
Nice young little bat boy for the Thunderhawks. Getting, I'm sure, the thrill of his young life running onto the field here at GABP. Dan Swak up the bat. He's the catcher wearing number 22. Josh mentioned him as one of the standouts for this Thunderhawks squad, and he comes up swinging. There's a ball hit over to right center field, and that will be fielded by Calvin Hunter. And the Thunderhawks are retired in order. So no score after one complete, just one hit so far.
All going in order, Glenn, and you said we might see a pitching duel here and through the first inning. I know it's early, but
well, we'll see what happens as we start to get into the fourth, fifth inning of this game, perhaps, and starting to work some other guys in.
Hey, you never know if it stays a pitching duel here. I know last night one of the games, I think it was Elder and LaSalle, ended in your rare walk-off sack bunt.
Walk-off sack bunt. Don't see too many of those, huh?
No, and that'll come out with those pitching duels. It's hard to get guys on. You got to really, as a coach, look at what weapons you have. Look at the speed you have on the bases.
Got to be a little creative sometimes.
Yeah.
Manufacture runs, as the saying goes. What a beautiful day. The forecasted high was supposed to be about 60 degrees today. It was a little chilly as we were up here getting set up and filling out our lineup cards and everything, and then as the sun moved around a little bit, it's really warmed up quite nicely, and not much shade on the field at this point other than out in center field by the batter's box and in deep left field in front of the bleachers and left field stands out there.
Really is a beautiful day. And with the Reds Futures High School Showcase, obviously big league weekend here, playing at the Big League Stadium, but the Reds doing a great job of, as you said at the beginning of the show, a record 108 high school baseball and softball teams in this. Wright State, I know, is hosting some. Dayton hosting some.
And the Reds facility over in Roselawn.
Yes.
Big shout out to Tom Gamble and his staff for putting these events on together. He's, of course, the mastermind behind the football showdowns that we see that unfortunately had to find a new home last year thanks to a ridiculous NCAA recruiting rule, and as well as the High School Future Showcase. He's also the commissioner of the GCL South. 1-0 pitch on the way. He's fouled back for Kyle Mitten, the left fielder. Defensively, everyone playing right around normal depths. Can't get the inside corner. 2-1.
Mitten gets on base a lot. He one of the leaders on this team for coming across the plate. He's come across the plate 8 times, and also knows how to work the count. Only hitting .286, but a .423 on base percentage, so knows how to hang in there.
Curve misses low that time. 3-1 count for Mitten.
Hitters count here. Look for Kerr to come straight at him.
Got away from him though. Mitten will find himself on base, to your point, Josh, with the walk. Cade Riesenberg wearing number 21. He's the first baseman. Also a varsity basketball player for the Eagles. Imagine a tall guy being first base. You ever seen that before?
Never seen that before. What? The big guys on the corners.
He's a lefty. Mitten with a conservative lead. Riesenberg tries to bunt, but bunts it foul. He'll start off 0-1.
Yeah, you got a man on first, no outs early in the game. Drop one down, move the runners over, and as you're getting into the middle of the lineup here.
A 1 pitch on the way from Kerr. Missed outside. 1-1. Mitten's ready to go. This pitch was being delivered. He increased his lead over at first base. Kerr looks over, brings the pitch home. Mitten's running, but Riesenberg fouls it off. Kind of flailed at that one. Right in the middle of the Milford faithful behind the third base dugout. 1-2 count for Riesenberg. Looks down to Coach Kilgore. Get his signs here on this 1-2 count. 1 on.
Mitten's a speed guy. He's got 2 steals on the season. And as I said, he knows how to get himself around to score runs and cross that plate. There's 8 runs this season.
Kerr misses outside. 2-2 for Riesenberg. No outs. Mitten on first base. Mitten's rolling. There's the throwdown.
By a mile.
Got him.
What a great, great throw by Sawak back there, the senior catcher. Fantastic the way he steps up out of that and fires one down to second there.
Well, everybody in the joint knew that Kyle was going to be running. And he did, and just a great throwdown by Swak. So now the Eagles have 2 outs. In the batter's box, Anthony Bassano. Bassano, the shortstop for Milford.
Bassano, one of the leaders on this team, the junior, hitting .316 on the season, 8 RBIs. Has 2 doubles on the year, and one of the few that we'll see this weekend that has gone yard. He's got 1 home run this year.
He's facing an 0-2 count right now. Stays alive and fouls it off.
I'll tell you what, he is anxious, way out in front of the ball.
Yeah. It's a long game, as they say. Two away for Milford, an 0-2 count. for Bassano. Here comes the pitch. Puts it in play. Hard hit ball, but will be tracked down by the center fielder, Reardon. So once again, the Eagles not able to get anybody into scoring position after the visitors' half of the second. Still 0-0. Hard hit ball though by Bassano out to that left center field area, Josh.
Yeah, Bassano's one of those power guys that you got to be careful with, especially in the middle of the lineup there. Still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second.
Looks like we're going to have some lineup changes as Coach Kilgore was talking to our home plate umpire, Alex Kerr.
Pretty cool moment for these little guys out here, the Bat Boys, getting some recognition from the fans.
Yeah, it looks like the change is going to come at the pitcher's position. Jared Detmer, right-handed senior, is going to take over. It's going to be fun with our score sheets as this game goes on, Josh.
Yeah, bottom of the second, already making some changes. But it's another thing with these coaches, you know, you want to, this is a very neat opportunity for you guys. You want to rotate guys in a little more often than you would. I know last night we saw some JV guys get called up into the game for Covcath and Highlands, as that game was a little bit of a blowout.
Well, and as we talked about, you've got the pitching considerations to consider what you're doing with your staff. It's a non-league game, so not only do you want to give the guys a chance to get out on the big league field, but you got to think about what happens when you get back into league play to the conclusion of this game. So,
yeah, and that's tough. You gotta. It is mid-season, and you want to be ready to go come postseason time. So, got to make smart decisions out there as well. And both of these teams, as we talk about postseason, both of these teams are looking quite well for that. Milford first in the ECC with a half-game lead over Loveland. They're tied in their ECC records. Milford's got a game up on their non-conference. Lakota East second in the GMC, chasing down Mason. So both of these teams top-notch in their respective conferences.
Yep. Milford, just a long history of baseball excellence. Lakota East as well. Both these teams have made deep runs within the last few years in the tournament to get to Columbus. So good baseball being played at both of these high schools for sure. Detmer's pitch on the way, misses. It's 1-1. In the batter's box, Mitchell Reardon, the center fielder for the Thunderhawks here in the home half of the second. Pitch on the way, he flails at it, fouls it back, third base side. Think about baseball. You will go through some baseballs in a high school game. At least you don't have the woods to worry about, or
you don't
the
have
muddy marshes.
Right. A lot of those high school fields will have some sort of muck you get your balls stuck into.
Hard hit ball, foul down the first base line.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of red seats.
Yeah. No smells of hot dogs or Cracker Jack or popcorn today, unfortunately. Unfortunately, no vendors with sticks.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that screams his lungs out or the guy that sings. Don't have any of that today.
I could do my cold beer impression, but I'm sure I'd get an earful from our producers.
I'd get an earful from me if it's allowed. Everybody's got to make a living.
Yep.
Man, these guys that scream at the top of their lungs, find a new stick. Ball's hit hard out to left field. Will be tracked down and caught by Mitten. One away. Reardon flies out to left field. Christian Bodden, left fielder, is going to step into the batter's box for the Thunderhawks. He's a righty. Still no score here. GABP.
Bodden, one of the big guys on this team. That leads the offense.
Detmer finds his way in for a strike. 0-1 count to start for Bodden.
Bodden, he's got a 367 average, 474 on base percentage.
2 in a row. 0-2. Bodden's got some work to do to stay alive. Detmer's throwing darts right now. Misses away and gets away from the catcher momentarily. Stewart. One and two. Detmer working quickly. Pitch on the way, misses way away. See that coming out of his hand. It was going outside. 2-2 count now for Bodden. Again, misses outside.
And you can see him when he comes off the mound, kind of falling to his left a little bit. A little less command through his follow through there.
3-2 pitch on the way. Hit out to center field. It'll be tracked down and caught by Calvin Hunter.
Last three guys making good contact, all flying out there to left center.
Right. Last three outs have been fly balls to left or center field, Josh. You're exactly right. Eventually they're going to find a hole. Just a little bit of feeling out. Detmer again working quickly. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Garrison Hamilton, the right fielder for the Thunderhawks.
Garrison Hamilton, one of the another big leader on this, hitting .405 on the season. It's a big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, offers it one way outside. Gotta be prepared for that. Watching the last at bat, you know Detmer's missing outside. Don't chase out there, right? And there it is again. Again, Detmer electing to work at outside corner, and Hamilton offers at it and will go down swinging. So at the end of two, we remain scoreless. Still just one hit in this ball game, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, you hit it right on the head, Glenn. Pitching duel so far between these guys, and that's the advantage of a game like this, where you want to get all your guys in there. Is you have that liberty to really go through your whole pitching staff, put whoever you need to put out there.
Right. Well, just a little interesting note here about Thunderhawks coach. Ray Hamilton was able to earn his 300th win for his coaching career at Lakota East earlier in the season with a 14-5 win over the Hamilton Big Blue. He's the baseball program's winningest coach, and he's in his 19th year as the Thunderhawks manager. Between his career at Lakota East and Ross, 497 career coaching wins.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Well, congratulations to him coming up on a milestone, coming up on 500 there for him.
Yeah.
Big congrats to him. I know as a Mason grad, Lakota East and West, both fantastic baseball programs for a long time, and running at the GMC for a while, and then back getting one of their old rivals in Milford here.
Yep. You know, we'd mentioned deep runs, and my memory had failed me. Lakota East actually brought home a state title back in 2011. Defeated Perrysburg 6-2 in the state finals. Thanks to our friends over at the GMC website for providing that nugget for us. With the play-by-play, here's Josh.
So Kerr puts one in there high to get him swinging. Starts 0-1. Just misses on the inside, low end in.
Outfield's playing a little shallow, so we get to the bottom of the lineup here for the hitter Dan Lutz, the DH.
Yeah, DH guy in there for him. Kicks, delivers, does Kerr. Rings him up. It's another one for Kerr, his second of the day. And I'll tell you what, the one thing I'm missing most at this ballpark, Glenn, we got no flames on the power stacks for a strikeout. So one out now for the Thunderhawks. Pitcher Detmer steps in. Or excuse me, that's Grant Whitaker. Checks his swing, peels down, didn't go. Grant Whitaker, the sophomore, rounding out the lineup here for Milford. Brings him up for another one ahead. 1-2 goes Kerr. One-two delivery. Big swing and a miss. Kerr puts another one down.
Kerr has found a groove here, Josh, against the bottom of this Milford lineup.
That's one thing in the pitching duel, Glenn. One pitcher finds a groove, you got to match that on the other side. That's his third strikeout of the game, second one in a row. Back to the top of the lineup we go, though, to Stewart for the Eagles. Dylan Stewart, the senior catcher. 370 average. Kerr kicks, delivers, misses up high. Comes back and misses low. Stewart flied out to right field in his last at bat. 2-0 count. Fouls one back to the net.
It was coming in on that outside corner. Stewart was on top of it.
Two-one, Kerr. Liner, second baseman, got it. Hops on the infield today. Saw one earlier. Milburn, or excuse me, that's Wilms over there at second base with his hops. So 2 strikeouts for Kerr. And Jack Wilms, senior second baseman, hops up to retire the side. Still scoreless.
Looks like we're going to have another pitching change for Milford. Coming out of the bullpen is going to be Tyler Barter. He's a senior. Coach Kilgore working the pitching staff today. A little bit of variety, trying to keep the Thunderhawks guessing and keep his staff fresh for the return to conference play.
And it'll be interesting because as you move through these guys, as we talked about, Kerr now with 3 strikeouts, finding his groove. Got to match that momentum on the hill from the other side if you're Milford.
It's kind of interesting because we thought, maybe Kerr wouldn't pitch a lot, only showing 2 innings on the GMC website. Now, whether that's accurate or not, we don't know. Gets a little hairy. High school, trying to keep stats up to date, but kind of thought he might be an inning guy like Milford has done, but now he's continued to pitch away.
That means he hung in there for 3 innings now, 3 strikeouts, no walks, and retiring everyone in order. That throw from his catcher there to retire the steal attempt helped a lot. And only 1 hit so far in this game. So with Kerr with 3 strikeouts, no hits.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to jinx him, but we could see a special day for the kid here.
Yeah. Well, they did give up the 1 hit, Calvin Hunter, back in the first.
Yes.
only hit in the ball game so far, but dude, heck, I'll take a one-hitter any day of the week.
Right.
And a no-no's nice for the trophy shelf, but in terms of putting your team in a position to win, one hit through 3 innings.
Thunderhawks still looking for their first hit.
Yeah.
Pitch now from Barter.
This is Mitchell Vincent, the DH, in the right-hand batter's box.
Barter from the windup, 0-1 count. Comes inside, just misses. One pitch in the dirt. Behind now, 2-1 goes Barter. Barter 8 in a third inning pitched so far this year. Kick and delivery again finds the dirt, and now he's behind 3-1.
Thunderhawks still looking for a base runner in this game. They've got one now.
First walk as Barter starts his day out with a walk and no outs now, and a man on first for the Thunderhawks. Milburn will come on now. Man on first. We'll see if he'll lay down a bunt here. Throw over. Back easily goes Vincent.
Riesenberg had to dig that one out of the dirt a little bit on the throw over. Milford obviously defensively thinks Vincent's going to be on the move here shortly. And that may be inside Barter's head a little bit.
Barter 1-0 coming out of the stretch now. Looks over, delivers. High fly ball down the right field line. Going to go out of play.
Right back into the field. Saved one.
So that'll even us up to a 1-1 count. Barter looks in. Checks Vincent at first, delivers. Misses for ball 2, 2-1. Two-one delivery. Ground ball going to be fouled down the third baseline this time.
Milburn doing a nice job of staying alive, Josh. Fouling these off, waiting to get a pitch to try to move Vincent over.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and a man on first for the Thunderhawks. Pitch inside.
Just missed.
Very, very close. I thought he was going to ring him up there for a minute, but
just missed.
That'll move us to a full count now.
He's from our vantage point, just missed.
Barter looks over, delivers in the ground, and that's 2 walks. Barter comes into the game and delivers, putting 2 men on for the Thunderhawks with no outs. Still no hit from the Thunderhawks.
This will be Sean Church, the bottom of the order for the Thunderhawks. He's a lefty.
So 2-1, Barter out of the stretch, delivers, lays the bunt down. Catcher going to handle himself, go to first, throw high and misses. They're going to hold the runner at third. Smart decision there with only no outs and the bases loaded. A rough throw there from Stewart, who elected to pick that up.
No luxury of an official scorer here. There's no hits on the scoreboard at this point, so going to assume that they ruled that an error.
Yeah, there it goes right there, so that'll be E2. Bases loaded, delivery in the dirt, and Barter's come into this game and walked 2, and then the wild throw from his catcher, and the batteries put the Eagles in a tough position here. No outs, ducks on the pond. 1-0 count. Barter to the plate. Inside.
Barter's not found his mojo as of yet, Josh.
Oh, and you got the top of the lineup in Coger here with no outs. Dangerous position to be in for the Eagles. 2-0 count. Fly, little blooper is going to get down. One run's going to come in. Throw home is not going to be cut off, and we're nearly in time. And on the board first are the Thunderhawks. Off the little bloop there from Coger.
Kind of surprising. For Barter, came into this game, 4 appearances, 8 innings pitched, 2 wins, a minuscule ERA, .84, and the same with runners in scoring position. So not the outing that he and Coach Kilgore were looking for as he's come into this game in the 3rd.
Thunderhawks get their first hit, and Church an RBI as the Thunderhawks lead 1-0. Pitch from Barter way outside.
Nice to have a little color on the score sheet finally. Filled in with the run scored. I wonder if we're going to see a mound visit here. There's activity out in the Milford bullpen, which we expected based on what we'd seen in the first 3 innings. Pitching coach Doug Bear, the former Reds player in the big leagues.
Delivery to the shortstop. Finds it, goes to first, and can't handle the ball. A run will come across the plate. 2 runs will come across the plate. So another rough throw to first. Plates 2 for the Thunderhawks. Increases the lead to 3. Still no outs for the Eagles.
Sano did a good job of tracking that ball down deep in the hole, but with it being deep, just didn't have enough mustard on the ball. Riesenberg had to go down the dirt to get it and just couldn't hang on to it.
So we got runners on the corner for the GMC lead hitter, Dan Swak. His first pitch, a strike, looked at. (0-1) to the plate comes Barter. Fouled off. I'm surprised we don't see Wilms go into second quickly here with runners on the corner. 0-2 count. And Randon's gonna step away, take a few swings, and come back in. Barter checks his runners. 0-2, and there goes the runner from first. Throw down to third. Checks his guy back safely.
2 now in scoring position after Wilms takes second easily.
First base open for Sawak. Barter, the 1-2 pitch. Grounder to the shortstop. It's going to play to run. Throw to first is off the line, and the tag was there, though. A good play there by the first baseman. Riesenberg over there at first base, coming off the bag and making the tag. With the first out of the inning, that does play to run, though, so Sawak gets the RBI and increases the Thunderhawks lead to 4. Man on second. Pitch to Randon outside. (1-0) comes Barter again, goes outside. Rings him up for a strike there, though. pretty close, painting on the outside third of the plate there. Evens us up to 1-1.
Pisano's going to sneak in. There's the throw back. Yeah, sorry, John.
Almost got him.
I was just thinking, I was going to say that Milford's not much worried about Wilms, and all of a sudden Pisano sneaks in.
Yeah, Pisano coming late there. Still played again on the outside third. This time we'll miss it. 2-1-1. Barter looks back, comes to the plate.
Man.
Again hitting the outside. Moves us to 3-1.
Detmer and Barter both not been able to find the plate. There's Detmer missing to one side, now Barter missing on the other. Finds it that time, though.
Got him on the low corner. Bring us to a full count. Still only one out for the Eagles. Here's a full count pitch from Barter. Line drive out into center field. That's going to drop, and they will hold the runner at third. Line drive out to shallow center from Reardon will move the runner to third and bring the guys on the corner once more for the Thunderhawks.
Bodden steps in for East. His first at bat, a hard hit ball to center field.
I'm surprised, here we go. I was about to say, Glenn, I'm surprised we have not seen a mound visit yet. After the rough start, two straight walks started this inning. And then a throwing error by the catcher, Stewart back there, and then an infield hit mishandled for Church, reached on that.
I think we're going to have a pitching change. I don't know. Got a Lakota East bullpen catcher heading down. I saw the bullpen door open and thought maybe we were going to get a change here, especially with the slow walk pitching coach Doug Baird did out to the mound. Thought perhaps trying to buy a little more time, but
yeah, can I always tell when the way the coach walks out there what his message is going to be.
Scott Feld was just about to come out and break up the conclave, and Milford decided they'd get back to playing ball here.
We're in the bottom of the third, still only one out. And Bodden steps in. They'll leave Barter out there working out of the stretch. Runners on the corner for the Thunderhawks, and they got him. Going to see the pickle here. Coming to the plate, wild throw, and poor decision there from the Eagles. Will play to run and move the runner to second. Trick job from the Thunderhawks there on the steal to second. And Barter got focused on the runner standing in between the bags there. Reardon does a nice job of reeling the Barter over there to get that. And then the wild throw will get him to second safely, and another run across the plate. Increase the lead to 5. So man on second now, one out as Barter misses away for his first pitch. Slow grounder. Third baseman makes the easy throw to first for the second out of the inning. That'll move Reardon over to third though, so runner still on. 90 away from home as Hamilton comes to the plate.
Well, Hamilton represents the last batter in the order this inning before we start over again. He's able to get on base. He will have completely gone through their lineup, or their batting order, excuse me.
Barter's first pitch misses outside. Comes back and a pop out first base side, and
yeah, Riesenberg got over there, but
runs out of room.
Yeah, ball bounced off the roof of the dugout, the first base side.
So 5 runs, still only the 3 hits for the Thunderhawks after the back-to-back walks to start the inning. The 1-1 pitch. Another fly ball, first base side. Out of play.
Riesenberg's getting his workout today.
A few chasers over that way for him. One, 2 will be our count. 2 outs and a runner on third. Barter looks over, comes to the plate. Line drive is going to get past the shortstop. Plate's the 6th run of the inning. And a single. RBI single at that. And we will head back to the top of the lineup. Yeah, we'll have Vincent, Milburn, and Church. Bottom of the lineup.
Where we started, I guess.
Yes, where
so
we started.
Don't confuse everybody at home.
And he'll ground to third. That one will get through.
Well, if it could go wrong for Milford at this point, it has, huh?
It's one of those, they're simply, Thunderhawks are hitting the gaps.
You know, the batter before, Bassano, just couldn't quite get to it. Now this one, the third baseman can't quite get to it. Just hit the ball where they ain't, as the saying goes, and East doing a tremendous job of that in this inning.
That one from Vincent Hamilton, just lined just barely over the shortstop. Vincent there just cracking one right in between the third baseman and the shortstop. And now we will see a pitching change for the Eagles. Barter starts rough with back-to-back walks. An throwing error from his catcher, infield single, and then it all broke loose.
Got to feel bad for Barter. We talked about his statistics coming into the game. Had pitched very well, and just not a good outing for him today. And we're going to have Hunter Johnson coming in to take over. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, Johnson, he's got 4 2/3 under him. We'll see how he does the second highest ERA on this Milford team, 4.5. And we do have a 1 runner in scoring position standing on second. He's 2.1 with hitters in scoring position. Yeah, batting around go the Thunderhawks. As they lead 6-0. 5 hits, no errors. Eagles no runs so far, 1 hit and 2 errors. And I guess that second error comes from the wild throw home on the steal attempt.
I think you're right. I think that would deserve an E.
Still only the bottom of the third, though, so you got 4 innings left to play.
Plenty of
after
time.
This.
Yeah. Plenty of time. Johnson, 4.2 innings pitched, 2 appearances, 0-1 record. ERA 4.51, but 2.15 with runners in scoring position.
Check swing there, and a smart check at that for Milburn. As Johnson misses up and away. We've got a man on second and a man on first. Johnson out of the stretch, the 1-0 delivery coming. High fly ball from Milburn, giving chase Go the fielders, and almost an amazing grab. This ball will get back to the warning track. One will come across, two will come across, and Milburn with a 2 RBI double for the Thunderhawks. Good effort out there by the center fielder.
It's Calvin Hunter.
Calvin Hunter, yeah, the junior out there. Good dive. Couldn't quite get to it, just a hand, some fingers away. Ball rolls back to the warning track, plates 2, and what can go wrong will go wrong so far in this inning for the Eagles.
Well, that was absolutely the hardest hit ball we've seen in this contest so
absolutely.
far. You know, that one was on the fly about, I don't know, 5 feet, 8 feet in front of the warning track. So definitely the hardest hit ball we've seen today so far.
So it's Church now at the plate. He's down 0-1. Johnson looks back to the man on second, delivers, misses just low and away.
And again, if it can go wrong, it went wrong.
Yes, Milburn absolutely crushed that ball almost all the way to the warning track. His 2 RBI double gives Lakota East the 8-0 lead. 1-1 count. Johnson delivers, and Church will foul that one back. Church reached on that infield single. Bobbled throw from the shortstop. And Johnson will miss low and away again, even us up to 2-2. Two delivery from Johnson. Mighty close there.
Just a bit outside.
So full count, 2 outs, man on second. Johnson checks his runner. Comes to the plate. And he'll miss inside. Send Church down to first. So 2 on now for the Thunderhawks. Back at the top of the lineup,
Will Koger. Strike out and a hard hit ball to right center. In the second at bat.
Time he'll foul one high and out of play first base side. A 1 count, 2 on, 2 outs. Delivery from Johnson. Slides one in, and a delayed call there from our umpire for a strike. And Johnson ahead, 0-2. Oh-2 delivery, and hanging in there as Koger fouls another one off. Almost reaches the second deck on first base side.
Dylan Stewart sat up way outside on that one. And Koger knew right where that pitch was going. Went out to foul it off to stay alive.
0-2, 2 outs. Delivery. Tried to get him to chase one outside. Koger lays off, 1-2. One-two delivery from Johnson. Straight back at him, deflects off. Second baseman going to pick it up, go to first. And a nice job there by Whitaker to pick that up off the mound and make the play to first. So the inning is over, but the damage is done. 8-0, an 8-run, 6-hit inning for the Thunderhawks. And the Eagles need 2 pitchers to get out of that one. So we'll move to the top of the 4th inning. So Glenn, if you're the Eagles here, what are you telling your guys in this one? Your 4th inning, down 8 runs, and just had that kind of an inning.
Anything can happen. It just happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's easy to get discouraged looking at an 8-run deficit, but Lakota East is going to make a pitching change here. Jake Fisher, Jr., comes into the game, so, you know, maybe he's going to come in and have some of the command and control problems that Milford experienced in their half of the inning. So at this point, you got to come in and do your job. Look for good pitches to hit, smart base running, and try to do what you got to do offensively to start plating some runs.
The new pitcher brings a new opportunity, and you know, I had coaches tell me all the time when I played, it only takes one to get it all started. And
Exactly right.
as we saw right there, Lakota East had one opportunity, and boy, they did take advantage of it.
Oh, and Lakota East hadn't had a base runner going into the start of that inning, and then what seems like an hour later, 8 runs later, and a bunch of colored in boxes on our score charts. You know, it can happen. So we'll see what Milford can do here. They've definitely got to refocus and be aggressive at the plate, but not overly aggressive. It's not a desperate situation at this point, but I think we need to see some offensive production out of the Eagles.
Well, Jake Fisher coming on. This is an interesting move by the Thunderhawks. You're taking out Kerr. Now, that was a long inning. So with Kerr coming off, he had just come out of that inning previous to that with back-to-back strikeouts, 3 strikeouts on the day, no walks. But with that long of an inning, it's very easy for the arm to go cold. Jake Fisher, 3 innings pitched, a strikeout on the season, and an ERA of 9.3.
Yeah, somewhat misleading because of the low volume of innings pitched, but it still does jump out at you for sure, Josh.
So he'll miss his first one, low and away there.
And to her point, that one gets away from the catcher. High and away from Meyerke.
Meyerke steps back in. From the windup goes Fisher. Misses up high and 3-0 count.
Can all change in an instant. I think here in the 4th inning, anybody's thinking anyone has one in the bag, but East has to be feeling pretty confident at this point. But pitcher has an off day like we saw for Milford. The runs can start.
So he comes back with 2 straight strikes.
I have to bear with Josh. He's about to fall out of his chair up here.
Yeah, I think my chair just broke. And he miss outside right there. He'll walk down to first. I'll grab myself a new chair up here.
Can't take you anywhere.
All right, as we talk about the antics up here, I'm very curious, and we were talking about this before we went on. We are up here in the visitors media booth, and next to us is the office of Marty Brenneman and the Reds radio team, and they've got a lot of interesting comics taped up there, and I would just
memes and
would love to be a fly on the wall in there and to see what all those stories and pictures have behind them. Hard hit ball out to left field, and that'll drop in front of the left fielder. And Meyerke almost didn't make it to second there. Checked up, thought there was going to be a diving grab there by Bodden out there. Lets it drop in front of him, and Glenn, it only takes 1.
Yep.
We got 2 on and no outs for the Milford Eagles.
Brady Sluter steps into the box. He's a lefty. And one thing we've seen out of Fisher was kind of missing high and away into that left-handed hitter batter's box. So Sluter likes to hit anything inside. This may be his opportunity.
He'll look at the first pitch from Fisher, a strike. 2 on, Fisher from the stretch, 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. Even count 1-1. The delivery. Line drive out to center field. Going to be right at. All the runners will hold.
Hard hit ball by Sluter. Hardest hit ball we've seen out of Milford so far in this game.
Fortunately, it was right at Wilms out there in center field. Jack Wilms, the senior outfielder. Can of corn, as they say for him. So 1 out now, still 2 on for the Eagles.
Kyle Mitten steps in the batter's box. Mitten walked in his first at bat and then was caught stealing.
Pitch from Fisher. Will miss low and away.
Continues to miss away over in that left-handed box.
Checks his runners and comes to the plate. Big swing and a miss there from Minton. Fisher looks in back at second and comes to the plate. This time missing high. 2-1 count. Third baseman playing inside of the infield, pinched. Delivery. High fly ball gonna go back our way. How to play. Really startled those 4 guys right there. They watched it all the way in.
I was going to say, they jumped when it hit the seats and like they had no clue it was coming, and they'd watched it the whole way.
I kicked back enjoying the game. Go make a play. That'll even us up. 2-2 is the count. 1 out, 2 men on. Fisher looks back, kicks and deals. Misses again, low and away.
Put that on repeat right now.
Yeah. Sound like a broken record over here.
Well, it's, exactly what we talked about, Josh. You have a pitching change and guy can come in and have some control problems, not have his best stuff today. All of a sudden, Milford with a chance to threaten here.
Shallow blooper out to right field. That's going to move the runners.
Yep.
Throw to the plate. Missed the cutoff, but catcher's there to pick it back up, and Minton moves him across with a single to right. So 1 out now for Milford. Base is loaded. And I believe we got a
we've had a substitution.
Pinch hitter here for Reisenberg.
Sam Greenwell is going to come in for Reisenberg.
The junior coming in. He's got an opportunity here. Fisher, with bases loaded, heads back to his windup. 1-0 pitch. Fouled down the third baseline. One count for Greenwell here.
Not showing much on the ECC website in the way of stats. 5 games, 1 at bat, 1 run scored.
Fisher will miss low and away. Bring the count to 2-1. So inside of the infield, out. First and third base in. As Fisher misses low, and 3-1 now.
Think he swings here?
Well, I'd be looking for Fisher to come right at him. You hate to walk one in. Bases loaded, this time from the stretch. And he'll walk Milford's first run in. as he sends Greenwell down to first.
Meyerke will come in. Milford's first run of the game.
And that'll bring up Anthony Bassano. And we'll see a mound visit real quick. So Milford cuts that lead down to 7 as they plate one here.
Coach Kilgore and one of his assistants will get together and talk a little strategy while the mound meeting breaks up for the Thunderhawks.
You got Greenwell on first, Minton on second, Sluter on third, and Anthony Bassano at the plate. Jake Fisher. Interesting thing we saw from Fisher right there. Once the bases got loaded, he went back to his windup, but on those last 2 pitches, then went back to the stretch.
Good observation.
And it looks like he'll start out of the stretch here. Looks in his first pitch to Bassano. Outside.
Continues to miss away.
Looks in, bases loaded, the 1-0 delivery. Big swing and a miss from Bassano.
You wanted that one.
Fisher looks in and comes to the plate. Crack down the third base line, and it's through. One run will come across. They're going to send him around third. The throw is going to be cut off. And a 2 RBI single for Bassano. And the Eagles cut that lead down. It's now 8-3. And 2 men will stay on at first and second with 1 out. Only 1 out. Could see the Eagles really cut this lead down here and have quite the last 2 half innings here we've had.
Well, it's a veteran team. I'm sure they've been in situations like this before.
This one cracked up the middle off the mound. A nice play by the shortstop, but the throw not in time.
Now.
Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Stepped off the bag after being called safe, and a smart play by the second baseman. Church went to tag him. Was that Minton on second there?
No,
that was
Greenwell.
Greenwell at second.
Bassano.
Yes, Bassano. Bassano moved over to second there, and really heads-up play by Church, the second baseman there.
Yeah, we've got Greenwell at third base, so that was Bassano that pulled off the bag.
Greenwell stays at third, and that'll be Lutz at first. So men on the corners for the Eagles.
And we've had another substitution for Milford. This is Cameron Hemmert, the sophomore, in the batter's box in what was Whitaker's spot.
And really, that play right there, which saved runs, that's all Koger at shortstop, moving all the way back to shallow center there to grab that ball and flip to the second baseman. And then Church just being aware. Bassano obviously lapse in judgment there coming off the base, but nevertheless, 2 outs, 1-1 count, men on the corners for the Eagles. Foul ball. Move us to 1-2. So Fisher continues to work out of the stretch. Runner goes from first, ball in the dirt, so he'll be in standing.
Lutz advancing over to second. Lutz on second, Greenwell on third, Josh.
That's Cameron Hemmert.
Hemmert, yeah.
At the plate, coming in for Whitaker.
Very athletic sophomore, very aggressive player. He's had a good season so far.
2-2 pitch, slow grounder. The pitcher handles it, and Fisher throws to first to retire the side. But Milford does some damage and cuts into that big lead. They're only down by 5 now. As score 8-3. 6 hits for the Thunderhawks. 5 for the Eagles. 2 errors for the Eagles as well, none for the Thunderhawks.
Well, if you're Coach Kilgore, you got to be pleased. You obviously not pleased overall with the inning, not pleased with what happened at second base, but you know, got to be pleased your squad showed some resiliency and able to bounce back and manufacture some runs there and then hit the ball hard, quite honestly, in that inning. They did a good job of hitting the ball.
Yeah, that's tough for Bassano there, and he's going to be kicking himself for that all day. That really, a lapse like that really slows your momentum down in an inning like that. Yeah. But nevertheless, they do cut in a little bit, get the 3 runs.
Right.
And,
just shows you it's manageable. Now you need your pitchers to hold. If you're Milford.
We'll see a new pitcher here, and I believe that is
Alex Lutz.
Lutz, yeah.
Senior. Alex and his twin brother Dan, both varsity baseball players, headed off to Teal College next year.
Hasn't seen so the ECC says, hasn't seen a whole lot of action on the mound. And you said Teal College.
Teal College over in PA, yeah. Never heard of Teal until I did a couple of Thomas More games.
Yeah.
Member of the PAC.
And Glenn, I know you were saying it didn't look like we had any vendors open, but as the day goes on and more folks start to show up, I'm seeing some popcorn and hot dogs, some nachos out there here at Great American Ballpark.
I didn't say they weren't open. I said you couldn't smell them.
Oh, you couldn't smell them. Yeah, you don't have that ballpark smell going on today.
Well, we've been behind the scenes, so we haven't been down on the main concourse. So, press dining room obviously is not open for us today. So I guess we don't rate.
Yeah.
We don't have a cooler pop in here
right.
like the TV and radio guys for the home team do. It's all good though. It's great to be here.
It is, and we've got an awesome crew today, the ICRC crew, running this big production for us. We have our 2 volunteers up here with us in the booth, running 2 cameras up here. My guy, Keith, running 1 camera, and we've got a bunch of students from Harrison High School today helping us out. Harrison High School coming up in Game 2 of our ICRC-TV doubleheader today.
Yeah, we get to do this twice. How lucky are we?
Very lucky indeed. So bottom of the 4th starts out. High fly ball is going to go out of play, first base side.
It's Jack Wilms. His name we've mentioned quite a bit today at that second base position. Grounded out to the shortstop back in the 1st, and then was part of the big inning last inning.
The 0-1 pitch comes inside, evens us up 1-1. Lutz from his windup delivers, giving him a little chin music there, backing him off that plate. 2-1. One delivery, a strike on the outside corner, evens us up 2-2.
Almost went around.
Yep. And that'll load the count up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lutz, a good look in, kicks and delivers. And a miss high and inside. And that'll send Wilms down to first.
And a big bat coming to the plate. Dan Swack, 514 average coming into this game, as Josh mentioned earlier. 19 ribbies, 19 hits, 9 doubles and a triple.
Leader of the GMC, hits leader of the GMC is. Won't get a chance there. Ball gets away and unable to be recovered there by Stewart.
Gonna put Wilms in scoring position. Nobody out for Lutz.
So Sawak, good look in, grounds to the shortstop. Fields and throws, and Sawak will ground to shortstop, runner will stay at second.
Routine 6-3. Reardon, the center fielder. Steps into the batter's box.
From the stretch comes Lutz. Delivers a strike on the outside third. Almost halfway down the line was Wilms at second.
Had some defensive shifting for Milford. It's Brady Sluter at first base now.
And that gets cracked through the gap there. Infield single, and he's going to try and stretch it into two. Throw to home. Got him at home.
Great defensive effort by the Eagles.
Fantastic play, and I'm wondering if Reardon tried to stretch that, and Reardon was safe at second. They didn't get the tag down. So I wonder if because that was a ground ball that rolled into the outfield, and as it was getting picked up, Reardon decided to make the charge to second as the right fielder was pretty shallow. An easy throw, but got there in time. And a nice play at home for the Eagles to save a run. 2 outs now.
That was a great throw and good effort by the catcher. The throw came in over toward the first base side and able to grab the throw and get back over to get the tag on the runner. It's Dylan Stewart still catching for Milford.
One after the looked at strike inside. Bosden steps in. Lutz comes to the plate. High fly ball. It's going to go out of play.
Oof. I'd like to get hit by that thing falling down from 100 feet or so.
Plate's right in between some empty stands down there on the Milford side.
Netting won't stop that.
No. No, you can still definitely jack it over that netting. So man on second, 2 outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lutz checks his runner, kicks and comes to the plate. Swing and a miss, and he sets Bosden down. Gets out of a jam there.
What Milford needed, for sure. The defense came through to prevent a potentially disastrous situation, Josh.
Yes, indeed. 8 runs, 3 hits. The Thunderhawks lead the Eagles. 8 runs, 3 runs. The Thunderhawks lead the Eagles. That's off of 7 hits, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the Eagles, none for the Thunderhawks. Glenn Olson is going to bring back your play-by-play here as we head to the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Josh. Pitching change for Lakota East. Casey Berglund takes the mound for East.
We're getting a look inside the ICRC-TV truck right now for you. A rare look inside. And this has been a cool production for ICRC-TV as we pulling out all the stops when you're at the Major League ballpark. Got to go big. So very cool stuff.
Pretty interesting to walk in through Dock 3 out in the left field area and see two ICRC-TV trucks.
Yeah, you usually only see the one ICRC truck. But, I mean, at the big league level, bring out our two trucks as we bring the community to you, our viewer, and we thank you for tuning in with us. Josh Semstrad in the booth with a good friend, Glenn Olson. We are live from Great American Ballpark, the Reds Futures High School Showcase presented by Cincinnati Children's. It's Big League Weekend.
Unfortunately, do not have any stats on the GMC website for our new pitcher for the Thunderhawks, Berglund. But we're assuming if he's pitching in this game, he's highly capable.
Yep. In fact, he's on their website not even listed as a pitcher. So we'll see how he does here.
First pitch is on the way, and he'll miss outside. We're back to the top of the order for Milford, top of the fifth. The catcher, Dylan Stewart. Popped out to the second baseman in both at bats.
370 average for him, and he's capable of getting to second base. He's got 2 doubles on the season.
Watch that one come in across the outside corner. 2-1 count. Had to wait for one. Now he knows he can find the corner. He'll be a little more aggressive, and there he is. Hard hit ball over the shortstop's head to the left fielder. And Stewart, after going to the second base, both of his previous at-bats, decides to go the other way this time. Finds himself on first base after a line drive to left field.
It's a nice, easy swing by the kid, just a smooth jacker to left field. What's going on for the Eagles?
He's going to be aggressive over here at first base, too. Extends his lead a little bit, but will come back as Mitch Meyerke steps in to the batter's box. Mitch, the third baseman.
I think I talked about this earlier. Very capable of getting around the bases and scoring runs. He's got 8 runs scored and 1 stolen base so far this season.
Popped out to the shortstop in his first at bat and was walked in the big inning, last inning. Able to come across and score. 2-1. Stewart still on first, but a threat to roll. Pretty aggressive lead. We'll see if Lundgren gets bothered by that. He does not. Come to the plate. Misses outside. And the steal for Stewart. The throw was just a little bit late getting there.
Yeah, if Sawak had made a better throw there, because what's interesting about Bergden's stretch deliveries, he's got a very, very quick step off the mound, which helps when you're working to try and prevent the steal.
This is a little bit high, and Meyerke will take first base on a walk. Calvin Hunter, center fielder, steps into the right-hand batter's box. His team trailing 8-3. 2 runners aboard. Hunter got on base in the first inning with a hard hit ball to center field. Then was able to score last inning as well for Milford. First pitch strike. Second one's going to miss. That's going to advance Stewart.
You know, Berglund,
third base.
Berglund's got to settle down here, Glenn. You know, we've talked about this as the past few innings have been pretty crazy with the pitching changes. It only takes one. With the Eagles here with no outs and men on the corners, got to play it safe, but look to be aggressive as well.
Yep. Swak lets one get away from him, and that's going to advance Meyerke over to second base. On a wild pitch or pass ball, however you want to look at it, I would say it's a pass ball. Didn't have to chase that one down a whole lot, just couldn't keep it in the mitt. Hunter with a 2-1 count. Blooper back to third. The runner evades the tag.
Wow.
And Hunter beats the throw.
Boy.
So things continue to roll Milford's way.
I'll tell you, that was some gutsy play there over on third base, and that's Jake Chrisman that's in at third base now for Lakota East, in for Church, and he looked to make the tag over there when the runner checked. And if you're all the way over at third base, Glenn, you got to come up firing, especially on a chopper ground ball like that.
Yep.
Good job to look the runner back, but you can't be going to make a diving tag on him on a chopper ball to ground to third. But nevertheless, that'll load him up for Milford with no outs.
Brady Sluter, a lefty, comes to the plate. Gets a hold of that one. Right fielder can't track it down. One run's going to score. Probably 2 runs are going to score. Is Milford going to be aggressive and send to third? They are. Sluter, round second, goes into third with a slide, but it wasn't necessary. So all 3 runners aboard score on Brady Sluter's triple. Just what Milford needed.
Boy, Brady Sluter, what a hit turning on that ball right there. The right fielder could have had some better footwork help him make that play out there, but nevertheless, Glenn, we got a 2-run ball game with no outs after the Eagles were down 8-0 just an inning ago.
Fantastic. Sluter had hit the ball hard in his previous plate appearance in the back in the 4th inning to center field, but he really turned on that one, and you could tell the right fielder was going to have trouble with it when he had to turn his body and chase it down. It was going to be an over-the-shoulder basket catch had he been able to come up with it at all.
And as an outfielder, you never want to be turning around like that.
No.
You turn one direction and make your first steps backwards, and whatever direction you turn, you got to go with your gut and stay with that direction.
Well, and again, we talked about the dimensions here being major league dimensions at GABP, which at the major league level is definitely a batter's park, but here at the high school level can create a little havoc for your outfielders trying to figure out the appropriate depth to play.
Well, and that also causes problems when you miss a ball and let a ball get behind you like that.
Right.
You've got that major league room back there, so then you've got to chase it down, allowing 3 runs to come across right there on the triple from Sluter.
Yeah, that power alley down there where that ball was hit, you're 360, 370 feet most likely from the plate. So obviously some territory to cover if it gets away from you in the outfield, to your point, Josh. 8-6. And another walk. Kyle Minton with his 2nd walk of the game.
Berglund's got to settle down here with runners on the corner. You're no outs, runners on the corner. You're in a dangerous position if you're Lakota East here to give up that 8-run lead altogether.
Yeah, and here comes Coach Ron Hamilton, taking a very slow, leisurely walk out to the pitcher's mound. So I'm anticipating a pitching change. We'll see. The batter, Sam Greenwell, will go down and talk things over with Coach Kilgore in person while we determine what's going to happen here.
Glenn, one of the many beauties of the game of baseball is each and every inning, you never know what you're going to get. And just an hour ago, you and I were going on about how this is going to be a pitching duel, low-scoring game. Then it was 8-0 blowout. And just a few innings later, 2-run ball game, runners on the corner, no outs for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's funny how quickly it can happen. Berglund's able to find the inside corner for a strike on Greenwell. Looks down to Coach Kilgore at third base. Review the signs. 0-1. Ball gets away from Sawak, and the runner will advance to second base on yet another pass ball. It's Minton advancing over to second.
Swak coming up with that, doing the classic hard pump fake down to second, trying to get that runner off at third.
I used to always say back when I was coaching, not whole baseball is a thinking man's game. Get the other player thinking, and boy, things continue to roll for the Eagles. 2 runs are going to score as that ball gets underneath the Lakota East defense. So all of a sudden, we're all tied up here, Josh.
Glenn, that's just fundamentals you got to work on when you're taking infield. The pitch to Berglund didn't even make a move over to first base to go and cover the bag, which confused the second baseman. If he was going to cover the bag, causing the first and second baseman to both miss the routine ground ball over there.
Who do you charge the error to there?
Oh.
Is it the first baseman or the second baseman? Bassano steps into the batter's box.
You're not going to charge the error to anyone. They're going to call that an infield single right there.
Well,
tie ball game. What do you know?
it's not sure how it gets under the glove of both defenders. It's not an error, but I guess if you don't know who to charge it to, give them a hit. Maybe is the logic with that, right? But
so Wilms and Milburn over there.
Talk
on the
about
right side of the infield.
The bar from the Hall of Famer who would be sitting next door to us for the Reds game. That is not acceptable.
Yep.
To have a ball go under the glove of 2 defenders. And Greenwell will make his way over to second base. So everything rolling in favor of the visiting team right now. Lakota East had the momentum earlier, but Milford has seized it back and tied this ball game and continues to put runners in scoring position. Strike called on Bassano there, 3-1 count. Way outside.
Glenn, one thing I'm noticing from Berglund out there is when he had a 3-0 count there, he knew he had to come back, and he made a nice fluid motion, swung the leg forward, all in one motion, very calm on the mound. Otherwise, I think the command issues is he's going one step at a time, bringing the leg up, kind of stops, brings the arm back, kind of stops, and very mechanical motion there, and we're going to see him exit.
Well, I've seen a couple of rough outings for pitchers here today. You know, players maybe off their routine a little bit. Sometimes things just don't go your way. Dylan Smith is a senior who will come in and take over for Berglund. And also hitting for Milford in place of Dan Lutz will be Evan Ball. Smith comes into this game, according to the GMC website, 6 appearances, 10.2 innings pitched. Even record at 1-1, but 23 strikeouts, 3.28 ERA, but impressive 1.69 ERA with runners in scoring position. I'll try to get things righted back on deck here for the Thunderhawks. This game was tied up. Looking at Evan Ball, according to the ECC website, 13 at bats, 3 runs scored, 4 hits, a double, 2 ribbies, on base percentage of .438, and a batting average of .308. The Ball would like to continue this rally rolling for the Milford Eagles as they've come all the way down 5 runs and counting in this inning. And before we even get a first pitch, we're going to have a conference between Smith and Swak. Make sure they're both on the same page. Ready for the first pitch of the at-bat. Bunt's laid down and will roll foul.
Swak barely letting that one roll past the line there.
So ball comes in, offers at the first pitch, lays down a good bunt, but just a little too much English on it. It rolls through the chalk into foul territory. So the Eagles anxious to get runners at second and third, and using the hard-hitting ball to lay down a bunt to try to get those guys moved over. And he's going to do it again. Rolls foul, so 0-2 on 2 bunt attempts.
So do you still have him bunt with the hardest hitter as he is? Ball hitting 308, 438 on base percentage, 2 RBIs, a double. Do you still have him bunt with the 2 strikes here?
The book says you don't bunt with 2 strikes. You got to swing away.
No outs. I'm swinging away here. He does. Good.
Swings hard but misses, so missed opportunity for Ball and the Eagles. But this will bring up Cam Hemmert, the left-handed sophomore. Just 1 out. One time when I was a very young knothole coach, I had a hitter bunt with 2 outs, and I had a parent quickly tell me how dumb that was. Knothole.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in a knothole game, right?
Oh, yeah. Anything can certainly happen in a knothole game. You think you've seen it all, but then an 8-0 game becomes an 8-8 game.
Yeah. Sounds familiar. Nice pitch there by Smith right down the middle. Hemmert did not offer at it. It's 0-1. Runners on first and second, as we've discussed. And that will advance the runners on a wild pitch. So that will move Bassano over to second, Greenwell over to third.
Hemmert in 19 at-bats. He's got 4 RBIs and one of the leaders in the stolen base category. He's got 2 stolen bases on the year, a .211 average.
Infield's playing shallow. Hemmert takes a heck of a cut, but misses. In the hole at 1-2.
Infield's going to play on the infield grass here. You want to get that ball as soon as you can, make the quickest out, and try and prevent giving up the lead here.
Misses away.
I guess you've already given up the lead at this point, trying to go down, trying to prevent going down 1 to Milford here.
Trying to keep it tied, maybe. Hemmert hoping to change that. Here's the pitch. Takes a nice cut at it, but will foul it off down third base side. Ball will bounce off of that protective netting before coming back onto the field of play. Two and two for Hemmert. Just 1 out. Runners on second and third. Milford trying to take a lead in this ball game for the first time, honestly, after being down 8-0. Full count. See what the young sophomore can do here. Inside.
Nearly hit him on that one. So
sure did.
More opportunity here. We're back at the top of the lineup in the senior Dylan Stewart.
Stewart nearly offers at it, checks the swing, but it finds the outside corner, 0-1. I could never have a job as the official scorekeeper.
Yeah, it's
high pop up. Be fielded easily by the first baseman.
And field fly called. Yeah, it's tough. Keeping both of them calling the game and.
Yeah. My score sheet's pretty much a mess at this point.
Oh, mine has been. I tell you, it's been a few years since I kept a score sheet.
You and me both.
Yeah, mine. And especially with the game like this and hitting around the batting order and
lots of subs. Yeah. So Myerke will step back in. Popped out to the shortstop. Couple of walks, run scored. Outside. Smith continues to struggle. The bases are loaded. Ball will be fouled back behind the first base dugout. Hard hit ball. Myerke with a 2-1 count. Looks like Kyle Mitten just made his way back over to the dugout from the bullpen area out in right field in Milford. So maybe see Kyle doing some pitching. Fouled back, 2-2. Two outs now. Milford trying to get run in to take the lead here with 2 outs. Ball's going to be hit right to the shortstop, easily handled over to the second base to end the rally. So Milford with a great inning to battle back into this game, but unable to take the lead. After the home half of the 5th, we're all tied at 8. 9 hits for Milford, 7 for the Thunderhawks, 2 errors for the Eagles, none for the Thunderhawks as of yet. Thunderhawks will rally together in front of the first base dugout, Josh.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 8-8 game. After all that, we went scoreless for the first 2, and since then it has been just a wild, wild game.
Yeah. Big inning for Milford, just like Lakota East had a big inning back in the 3rd. So unless we have a lineup change, we should see Garrison Hamilton coming to the plate here in the home half of the 5th, Josh.
Yeah, and we got a new pitcher for Milford who has been on base a few times already today for the Eagles. It's Kyle Minton. ECC has him at 4 innings pitched. And he's got 3 strikeouts in those 4 innings, and he's also got a save on the year. ERA at 0. So we'll see see how he does here. So far with pitching changes, we haven't seen the pitchers that have come in from the bullpen have a lot of luck. But
Kyle's a dedicated late game guy, so
yep.
Don't want to go too far out on a limb here, but I guess I would be somewhat surprised if he comes in and has control problems. But time will tell here. The Thunderhawks come into the bottom of the 5th, and indeed it is Garrison Hamilton coming to the plate for the Thunderhawks. Hamilton has struck out, hit a ball hard to left field back in that big 3rd inning, and eventually scored. That rally inning for the Thunderhawks. Had a few technical difficulties up here as one of our camera tripods had a mind of its own for a moment.
They do that sometimes. Keith doing a good job. Our Harrison student over here doing a good job. All of our cameras across the ballpark, a fantastic job. Our producers and directors. My good friends Dean Lowry, Jason Dudley back in the truck doing a fine job as always.
Just a lot of variables when you're running cable and patching, and great work, guys, getting this thing put on the air today. Boy, that one was right down the middle but low.
This guy's our umpire back there. I noticed he's got a pretty tight zone.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that assessment. It's going to be hit right to the second baseman. He'll handle it easily over to first. To Sluter, 1 away.
Routine grounder to Whitaker. Or excuse me, that's Mitch Myerke over at second base.
He's going to bring up the designated hitter in today's game, Mitchell Vincent, for Lakota East. Hard to believe East and West have been split as long as they've been.
Long time, and we get both of them today. Our game 2 of our ICRC double header today coming up at 1 o'clock. So we hope you will stick with us for that game.
Boy, Mitten is throwing the ball hard. There's no doubt about it. 1-1 count.
Vincent, he's hitting .250 on the season. Scored 8 runs, 6 hits, 2 doubles in 24 appearances.
One and two. Ball's going to be hit hard over to the right fielder who has to backtrack, and he misplays it. The ball rolls 5 feet or so shy of the warning track and into second base. Standing up is the DH, Mitchell Vincent.
That's troubling to see mid-season a right fielder make a play on that. Glenn, I mean, one of the first things you learn out there as playing the outfield, it was a low hit ball, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but your first steps as an outfielder have to be backward. You have to move back. You can charge in if you move back. You cannot charge backwards.
Greenwell let that one get away from him and puts Mitchell Vincent on second base, and Lakota East with the runner in scoring position, threatening to take the lead. We've had a substitution. John Paul, senior infielder, steps in to bat for Devin Milborn.
Yeah, he's hitting .222, on-base percentage of .333. It's only 9 plate appearances so far this season, but
picks one off the old noggin there. First hits Batman.
One way to do it.
Hit batsman. Third time's a charm we've seen today. So Mitten throwing hard, but didn't get a lot of help from his defense. And now he puts one off the batting helmet of Milborn. 2 aboard, just 1 out. That was the leadoff hitter, Hamilton, on that 4-3. Swing and a miss. Ooh. Another substitution. This is Jake Chrisman, who'd come into the game. We mentioned him at third base.
Came as the defensive sub over there.
Yeah, so he'll take the spot in the batting order with Sean Church.
And Chrisman, he's only had 4 plate appearances this year and has not registered a hit in any of those appearances. Gotten a few walks.
Lays down a nice bunt right back to Mitten, who will throw it over to first base. 1 away, but runners advance to second and third by design.
Big props to Chrisman there. That can be hard for a player when you come into the game off the bench and you're in a situation like that, haven't gotten hit all season. You really just want to swing away there, but to take the sack bunt for your team there, props to him out there for doing a good job with the bunt.
Swing and a miss back to the top of the order for Will Koger. 2 away. Runners in scoring position for Lakota East. Mitten trying to get out of this inning unscathed run-wise. Almost hit another one. Hard thrown ball inside that Koger was able to step away from slightly. Mitten being very aggressive. I think it's fair to say. That one will be fouled off over into the club level.
Playing some mean chin music.
Scatters some birds who are hanging out over down the first base side. It's amazing how much room it looks like there are between seats when they're empty.
Yeah.
Except when you're 6'4" and try to sit in it. Outside. Mitten misses. 2-2 count.
Yeah, we were talking about doing if we were going to produce the pregame show for this, and I was like, if we do, we got to sit. If I stand next to Glenn, I'll look like a midget.
Got to get a box or something.
Yeah, I got to stand on something.
Some of those morning TV anchors do. The females standing next to the guys. You know all about that. Being an AM newser that you were. Huh?
Yeah.
Tough life, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet today. I saw my old crew at WLWT News 5, the legendary Mark Slaughter filming some game yesterday here at Great American.
That's a guy who has seen a lot of prep sports over the years, huh?
He's one of the most dedicated guys out there in this city when it comes to high school sports, all sports really.
You know, if you're a Cincinnatian by birth or moved in here, there's a hard hit ball into the gap. One run will score. They'll hold the runner at third. So nice job by Koger.
That was a very nice job by Koger. He had a full count there with 2 outs. He could have very well easily looked for the walk there, but way to hang in there and work that count and single for an RBI.
Lakota East breaks the tie, moves back ahead 9-8. Jack Williams steps into the batter's box. For what I was starting to say earlier before the play transpired, whether you're a Cincinnatian by birth or a transplant who's been here a while, you know this town is crazy about high school sports, and all 4 of our TV stations do a fantastic job. Hard hit ball up the middle will score a run. That'll drive home Paul. Mitten was throwing the ball hard, but Lakota East is catching up to him and starting to hit the ball hard themselves.
Back-to-back RBI singles. This time it's Wilms.
Well, this is Swak's spot in the order, but maybe we're going to have a substitution here based on the activity and conversation between Coach Hamilton and the umpire.
All off 2 outs, too, so it's got to be.
Yep, going to have a pinch hitter indeed. Jersey number 13, who is Michael Sprocket. He's a sophomore.
Sprocket also getting a chance here. One of his few chances this season. This will only be his 3rd at-bat. And GMC's got him down 0 average, 0 on base percentage, but they do.
Runner on second scoring. There's the throw down. Gets away from the third baseman, and that'll score another run. Lakota East now up by 2. So a good throw down by the Milford catcher, but it gets away from the third baseman and dribbles out into shallow left field.
Gotta have your glove down on that. No, it's tough with the runner sliding in there, but in a game this close, this late in the game, if you know it's going to be close, better to just stop the ball than try and make the play.
Mitten finds the outside corner on the low side, works the count to 1-2 on Sprocket. And again, he finds the outside corner, and Milford will get out of the inning. So the pinch hitter strikes out looking for the 3rd out, but damage is done. Lakota East now up by 3, 11-8 through 5. So I think it's fair to say momentum squarely back in the Thunderhawks camp, Josh.
But as we've seen, it can swing in an instant. We'll see who comes out here on the mound. Back to what you were saying about Cincinnati sports, Glenn. This just today alone, is such a great day for Cincinnati sports. We've got the 3 awesome games here, 3 awesome games last night, games all across the tri-state area with this Reds Futures High School Showcase. We got FC Cincinnati in town tonight, taking on Pittsburgh, and some huge news. Hopefully, finally, we can bring this that whole thing to a resolution and see if we'll get a stadium. We got the Cyclones, potentially their last game tonight if they can't pull out a win. They're in the first round of the Kelly Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
That's just right across the way there.
Great sports day indeed here.
And then we do have the Reds play in St. Louis tonight. But
you're doing fine.
I was doing okay there. we're seeing the better of baseball here at the Reds home, but
it's of course fellow Cincinnati sports. Brian Price was terminated as manager earlier this week after the series in Milwaukee, and 3 wins in 15 games or whatever it ended up being. I can see that needing to make a change and maybe send a message to the players in the clubhouse. But man, he just wasn't given a great roster to work with. A lot of injuries to established major leaguers. The pitching staff had the potential to be good if they stayed healthy. That didn't happen in spring training. Disco goes on the DL, I think, or Blake strain or something like that. Nasty injuries to come back from pitchers. That's Johnny Cueto. So
well, and that's his second oblique strain in 2 years. Yeah. So I mean, I give it to Brian Price. I mean, and some of the guys have said it. I know Tucker Barnhart was saying it on the post game the other night that, you know, it does have an effect on you as a player because you wonder what you could have done. So, and I know there's a lot of great candidates out there. Girardi's a candidate. We got Farrell as a candidate, and then
in the organization, and Barry Larkin, of course.
Barry Larkin, yep.
Basically openly campaigning for the job. And some news broke, I guess, last night. Ken Rosenthal, Fox Sports, saying that it's rubbed some people in the Reds organization the wrong way.
Yes,
the way Larkin had campaigned for that job. So, yeah, interesting time indeed for the Redlegs.
Interesting time indeed for just Cincinnati sports.
Yeah.
But we'll enjoy what's in front of us here on a great day at Great American Ballpark.
Indeed we will. Hard hit ball. Can the center fielder track it down? He does. And is able to get underneath that. That's
a nice play. Grayson Hamilton out there, the junior, out there in center field. Got some Billy Hamilton legs on him out there, and good job of making your first steps backwards. Could have not ran backwards maybe, but nevertheless makes a good play on the ball.
Yeah, so Calvin Hunter has hit the ball pretty hard in this game today. Brings the lefty Brady Sluter into the batter's box. Starts off with an 0-1 count.
Sluter came up big a few innings ago, helped plate a few runs. Ooh, man, talk about a nasty pitch there.
This is one of those at-bats where Joey Votto would be taking a few extra warm-up swings and having some comments for the umpire, I'm sure. 0-2 for Sluter. Third one misses low and away. Catcher had to get those knees down to block that one a little bit, so Sluter stays alive, 1-2.
Reardon, the senior, a lot of command over those breaking balls.
Just misses outside, 2-2. Sluter with a good eye. See if he can make some hay here. Got to set up his teammate Kyle Mitten behind him to move him around. Sluter swinging a miss, not able to do it. Took a hard cut at it. 2 away for the Eagles. That brings up the aforementioned Kyle Mitten.
That's a good move by Lakota East, bringing in one of your senior pitchers in Mitchell Reardon here. Guy who has a lot of heat to his fastball and a lot of command to his breaking balls.
Fouled off. Back behind the first base side. Scatters some more birds. A lot of birds hang out in this ballpark when there's not a game going on or a big crowd. Can't imagine why on the river, huh?
Yeah.
The pitch misses outside, excuse me. Mitten trying to get something going for Milford here. That one misses inside. 2-1. So Milford battled back. Lakota East able to retake the lead in the last inning. Milford struggling to regain momentum at this point. Another miss inside. 3-1.
I thought I heard a.
I must have been a fan there.
Yeah, I thought I heard a strike call.
Might have come from the dugout then, the first base side. Mitten turns on it down the left field side. Can the left fielder get there? He does. So good wheels out there by that left fielder. And Milford not able to put anything together.
The wheels on Bodden out there in left field. Way to go track that ball down.
Coach Kilgore out visiting with the umpire. Assuming we may have a few more lineup changes here. As we head into the bottom of the 6th inning.
As we head to the bottom of this game, we remind you ICRC-TV bring you game 2 today between Lakota West and Harrison. That game was scheduled for 1, as we still have at least an inning to go here. It is 12:10 right now, so we'll try and update you on a first pitch when we have that information, but we'll be bringing you live coverage of that. Be sure to follow ICRC-TV on the Twitter sphere, our Twitter at ICRC-TV.
We'll have a pitching change for Milford. The senior Owen Ellsburn checks into the game for Milford.
Ellsburn got him down with an inning and 2/3 pitched. Let's see what he can do here. Needs to do well. If you're Milford here, you want to get out of this game, inning as quick as possible.
Quickly as possible, indeed. Well, as we talked about, this can happen in this game quickly, so we'll see if Milford's able to hold Lakota East to a quick inning like just happened to them and get back in the batter's box. The lineup holds true without subs. Milford would have Greenwell, Bassano, and Ball coming up to the plate. But for Lakota East, should be Mitchell Reardon stepping in, and indeed the lefty does. Reardon is pitching most recently in this game. Now gets a chance to change places and try to get something going again here for Lakota East. Ellsburn misses high and away, 1-0. Ball will be fouled back. It looked like it was on its way outside though. Fouled back just to the left of our broadcast position, right behind home plate here at Great American Ballpark on the press level. Late decision to swing by Reardon. Cost him a strike, 1-2. Ellsburn caught him with something off speed there. Ellsburn misses low and away, 2-2. Kind of missed that sun up here now. Getting a little chilly.
Yeah.
We fouled off again down the third base side.
Thought a dad down there was about to dive through those seats to get that.
Hope we had a camera on, it's all.
Yeah, I'm sure we do.
Ellsburn struggling to find the strike zone again, misses high and away. 3-2. Full count for Reardon. He didn't even think about swinging. He'll make his way down to first base. Ellsburn just having a little bit of trouble finding the plate right now, Josh.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of command issues. Been missing high on a few of them, so needs to check his release, I think. We'll look and see how he does here out of the stretch.
Finds the outside corner. This is Christian Bodden. He flew out to center field as part of that big third run rally and then struck out swinging in his last at bat to end fourth inning. That one nearly got away from Stewart, but able to track it down.
came into the day with 12 RBIs. It's on base almost half the time.
Off-speed pitch right down the middle. 1-2 on Bodden.
Seems to be doing much better out of the stretch. Got a much more fluid motion, more command over his fastball, it looks like.
In the dirt, Stewart able to track it down in front of home plate. Runner at first, Reardon will hold. 2-2, nobody out. Bottom of the fifth, or sixth, excuse me. Foul ball. Unable to stay alive. 2-2 count. Turns on that one down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It does not.
My goodness.
That was a hard hit ball. 328 down the left field line. And had that one stay fair, had a good chance of hitting that yellow padding on top of left field.
Yeah, that definitely would have cracked the wall back there.
Didn't miss by much. There's not a whole lot of room between that baseline and the wall down the left field side. 3 or 4 feet maybe. Throw over to first. Reardon able to get back in time. Bodden with a 2-2 count. Hit right to third base. Third baseman can't come up with it. And Bodden will reach safely. I think I would give that an E5 if it were up to me.
That's down there at third base.
Indeed they do. 3 errors now for Milford.
It's Mitch Merrick, the senior.
Garrison Hamilton in to bat now. Struck out swinging, scored in that big third run, or third inning rally. Then grounded out to the second baseman in his last at bat. Not sure if it's just a case of jitters, some of these defensive plays we've seen today, or unfamiliar surroundings.
I mean, you can't say it's the dirt. That's the smoothest dirt you've probably played on all season.
Most expensive dirt they've played on all season.
Absolutely.
Well, they're high school kids. It's tough to be hard on them. Just tough to see sometimes. It should be maybe a routine play.
Well, and that's what's
go sideways.
That's what's tough here is that, and I hate to see the Eagles of Milford charge all the way back from being down 8-0 to let it get out of hand again. Not still only down by 3, but
Hamilton offers a bunt, fouls it off, move the count to 2-2.
With no out and 2 on here, Glenn, you gotta find command. Get an out, take it 1 out at a time from here on out, and 1 batter at a time.
I would agree, Josh. Runners are both moving. Pitch goes outside and gets away from Stewart. So now runners at second and third and a full count for Garrison Hamilton, who's trying to move the runners over. The bunt attempts now with the full count. See if he's going to swing away to try to drive him in, or see if Ellsburn's able to throw him a strike. He's going to get far up in that batter's box and crowd the plate a little bit, and he swings and misses. So a long at bat for Garrison Hamilton does not work out as he had liked. He strikes out swinging. It's first out of the inning.
Danger of mixing your bunts with swings there in a long at bat. He's way out in front of that one.
Mitchell Vincent steps in. Looks like he scored 3 runs in this game. Just gone hard down the left and right field lines. Ellsburn struggling with control. For his control, not able to find the plate consistently. Stewart sets up outside. Vincent swings at it, fouls it off. Lakota East dugout's very vocal, very active, and trying to get in the head of Owen Ellsburn a little bit, I think, Josh.
On a game like this, I mean, look, if you're Lakota East here, I know we've been talking about a lot Milford, what they want to do here. If you're Lakota East, you want to pile it on, get your insurance run this late in the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, to add to that, if you're Lakota East, you gave up an 8-0 lead. So you also want to avenge that too and get that back.
Ellsburn able to find the outside corner that time, 1-2 counts. Now on the DH, Vincent. Gets a hold of it, but will foul it off down the first base side. Need your hard hat here today. I think they were giving away a golden ticket over there.
Yeah. Well, in these games, because they're in, at least last night. I don't know about today, but since it's a high school game, you gotta give the balls back. I'll let you keep souvenirs.
One and 2 count. Ellsburn's going to come right at him. Ball's hit hard out to shallow right field and will be tracked down easily. There are 2 away, but the runners are going to advance after tagging up, so a run will score. That's Reardon coming in to score, and Bodden moves over to third base. So the sac fly by Vincent brings one home.
That's all Vincent really needed to do is make contact and send one out to the outfield deep enough, and he does. Extends that lead to 4.
This is John Paul coming back in. He was hit by Kyle Mitten in his last plate appearance back in the 5th inning. 12-8 now in favor of the Thunderhawks, a 4-run lead, but 2 outs. Ellsburn trying to close it out and give his offense a chance. First pitch comes in off speed as a strike. Two in a row. Ellsburn finally starting to find his groove here with 2 outs. 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
Once he got into the stretch, he definitely settled down, and sometimes that's all it takes for a pitcher.
There it is. Way to end for Ellsburn. Gets Paul swinging.
I tell you what, I know we don't have the luxury of a radar gun here today, but he really slowed it down. A lot of those guys way out in front of the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of his pitches down the middle came in off speed, and seemed to have better control of that than he did his fastball. He's going to take the mound for Lakota East.
This is it here.
Mitchell Reardon will stay out there.
I was curious if they do that, stay with the senior with a lot of command and a good breaking ball.
He's the 5th pitcher in the game, so he had a good inning, last inning for sure. Due up for the Eagles should be Greenwell, Bassano, and Evan Ball, as I mentioned previously. See if that holds true. The coaching staff gathers together outside the press well, or the manager's well, excuse me, over on the third base dugout. He is indeed Greenwell in the on-deck circle. (12-8) in favor of Lakota East. Trying to hang on to a 4-run lead here in the top of the 7th, and as Josh said, this could do it if they're able to do so. It's been a fun game, a lot of momentum swings, hard hit balls, good pitching along the way. ask Tom Gamble where that Skyline Chili buffet is up there on the
yeah, it's a Skyline Chili Reds Futures High School Showcase. There's got to be some chili somewhere.
We do it for football. We've done football games that are part of the showdown, and all of a sudden Skyline shows up and drops a buffet in the press box.
I'm sure he's around here somewhere. Down in between games.
Well, thanks again to Tom and his staff for putting on an excellent event. Just a thrill of a lifetime for these players that get out on the field, and for us as broadcasters to call a game in Major League Park, especially in our hometown. It's a beautiful day on the river. Long overdue beautiful day on the river. Mother Nature has had a few issues this year with her temper, I think.
All right, yeah, I was wondering what would come first, spring or a Reds win?
I thought you were going to say summer. Might have been
yeah, who knows?
Greenwell's going to hit it. First baseman has a good chance tracking it down. He's going to be called off by the second baseman who makes a basket catch. So
nice play by Wilms. Wilms had a more forward angle on that. His first baseman over there. Milburn was backtracking on that.
Sano comes in with one away. Sano's hit the ball hard a couple times today. Had a walk. Goes right after this one, but will foul it off. The scavenger hunt will be on. Oh, that didn't take long.
That's a good hand-eye over there by that young girl. Sign her up.
Will be hit right to the second baseman. Routine 4-3. There's two away from Milford. They're down to their last out. Evan Ball's due up. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Sam Mills coming in to take the place of Evan Ball. Trying to keep Milford alive. First pitch in there for a ball. 1-0 for Mills. Strike. The low end of the zone, but a strike nonetheless. 1-1. Misses. 2-1. Reardon throwing the ball with authority here, trying to close this game out. Goes off speed and nope, he did get it in there. 2-2. Essentially one pitch away from ending it, securing an East for the GMC Lakota East Thunderhawks. All fouled back. Seen more foul balls than hits today, Josh.
A lot of foul balls today. A lot of guys doing a good job of extending at bats today, and that's one takeaway that you can for both clubs here. Did a good job to play it with all the pitching changes they saw and different kinds of pitchers they saw. They did a very good job of changing things up.
Full count, 3-2, 2 outs. Sam Mills trying to keep hope alive for the Milford Eagles. Payoff pitch on the way. Fouled back. Mills stays alive. We're at the 8th spot in the batting order, in case you were wondering where we were in Milford's lineup. Nice job by Mills to work a walk. The Lakota East dugout not happy with that. They thought maybe it was in there for a strike. That'll bring up the sophomore lefty, Cam Hemmert. wearing jersey number 13 for the Milford Eagles. 2 outs, Mills on first. Eagles trail by 4. Lots of anxious Thunderhawks up on the railing in the home dugout. First pitch misses for a ball.
Field and outfield playing back a little.
And there for a strike, 1-1. Working the inside part of the plate is Reardon. Emmert, the sophomore, looking for one to turn on. All of a sudden, 1-2. Reardon working the outside corner now, keeping Emmert guessing. Pitch outside. Mills easily steals second base. 2-2 count on Hemmert. 2 away. Eagles trail by 4.
Easy steal there. The pitcher just working on it, making sure he has a fluid delivery to the plate.
Out off on the outside corner by Hemmert. Back to the net at the edge of the diamond seats and the manager's well.
If you're the Thunderhawks here, you're not concerned about that runner at all. You're up 4, 2 outs.
2 strikes on your batter. Pitch on the way. And it finds the outside corner. Hemmert will go down looking at it. And that is your ball game. Your final. The Lakota East Thunderhawks of the Greater Miami Conference 12. Milford Eagles of the Eastern Cincinnati Conference 8. 12 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Thunderhawks. 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Eagles, Josh.
Yeah, really, just a wild game, Glenn. A wild game. We talked in the first 2 innings and during our bit of a pregame that we had how this was going to be a pitcher's duel. In a sense, it was a pitcher's duel between the 2 staffs, but my gosh, 8-run inning in the 3rd, and then the Eagles answer with a 3-run and a 5-run inning back-to-back. I hate to see Milford lose this one after battling back from being down 8-0, but just an incredible game for both teams, and I really hope these kids enjoyed this playing in this beautiful ballpark and this opportunity that they had today.
We appreciate you tuning in to ICRC-TV.com for coverage of the Reds High School Futures Showcase. For our executive producer, Tim Newman, our producers and directors, Jason Lowry, Dean Lowry, and Jason Dudley. Had to make one more mistake before we sign off. Our partner, Josh Semstrott, and our crew. I'm Glenn Olson. You've been watching ICRC TV Sports.